Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sia. Thank you so much for watching my videos. So today now what are we gonna do is we're gonna complete with this chapter development of our economics book. So let's get started. So before starting this video, I'm gonna ask you some questions, and my friend, if you don't know the answer of these questions, then you need to watch this video. So the first question is, what is body mass index? What is sustainable development? Why consequences of environmental degradation do not respect any national and state boundaries? And lastly, do you think that all the components of social sciences are interlinked to each other? So, let me answer your first question, that is, what is body mass index? So, it reflects the weight of the person with respect to his or her height. Now, what does this statement mean? That if your height is normal according to your weight, or you are overweight or you are underweight according to your height. So, it ranges between 18.5 and 25. If it is less than 18.5, then the person is undernourished, and if it is more than 25, then the person is overweight. So now, how can we calculate BMI? So the formula for calculating BMI is weight of the person divided by square of height. So for example, if my weight is 50 kgs and my height is 154 centimeters, then I'm gonna calculate my BMI from these measures. And yes, this body mass index, that is BMI, is not meant for children as they are growing. So sometimes they are overweight, and sometimes they are undernourished, and sometimes they are normal. So I have told you that below 85 you are undernourished, and more than 25, if your BMI comes more than 25, then you are overweight. And if your BMI is between 18.5 to 25, then you are normal. That is, your weight according to your height, that is with respect to your height, is normal. It's okay. Moving ahead, sustainable development. Now, what is sustainable development? We are studying sustainable development since our junior classes. So, just for your revision and just for the formality and just for the sake of doing it, I'm gonna tell you that what is sustainable development. Development that takes place without damaging the environment and without compromising with the needs of the future generation is known as sustainable development. So the development in which we do not harm our environment and we do not compromise with the needs of future generation. Now, what does the statement mean? That without compromising with the needs of the future generation. For example, if only 100 kg, let's suppose, if only 100 kgs of iron is available in our earth, fine, on our earth. So now what are we gonna do is we are not gonna utilize all the 100 kg of iron. We are gonna use only 25% or 50% of iron, and we are gonna save that rest of the iron for our future generation. Moving ahead, why consequences of environmental degradation do not respect any national and state boundaries. Now, what does this mean, that consequence of environmental degradation? So, अब हम क्या कर रहे हैं, अपनी इन्वायरमेंट को डिग्रेड कर रहे हैं एज मच एज वी कैन. सो अब क्या होगा, एनवायरमेंटल डिग्रेडेशन के अब क्या क्या कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज होते हैं? वाटर पोल्यूशन, एयर पोल्यूशन, एंड नाउ डेज वी ऑल आर सफरिंग from coronavirus also. ठीक है, most of the people are suffering from coronavirus. So we can say that coronavirus is a type or is a consequence of environmental degradation only. So whenever a consequence will come, why would not it respect any national and state boundary? Fine, so let's get started. Consequences of environmental degradation do not respect any national and state boundaries because we are exploiting our mother earth as much as we can. So whenever any disaster would come as its consequence, then it will not limit itself up to a single boundary. For example, population is increasing day by day and various causes are there for its increase, so whether in air, on it, or in water. So whenever a disaster will come as its consequence, then it will not respect in national or state boundary. For example, if a tornado will come, it will not limit itself up to Delhi or up to India. It will not limit at itself, and it will not respect any national or state boundaries. It wouldn't see that tornado, wouldn't see that this is USA, so I do not have to harm it. Oh, it is India, I have to harm it. No, it's not like that. That tornado or that cyclone will not respect any national or state boundary. Whether it can be USA, it can go to USA. And if it wants to go to India, it can come in India, and if it wants to come in Delhi, it can come in Delhi. So it wouldn't respect any national and state boundary. Moving ahead, are all the components of social sciences interlinked to each other? क्या जो हम social sciences में सारे के सारे components पढ़ते हैं, history, geography, economics and political science, are these components interlinked to each other? The answer is yes. History, geography, economics and political science are interlinked to each other, because now a question may arise that why and how they are interlinked to each other. So the way we live today is influenced by our past. आज हम जैसे रह रहे हैं, हमारे पुराने ज़माने लोग कैसे रहते थे, उनसे थोड़ा थोड़ा इन्फ्लुएंस्ड है, राइट. अब जो जैसे हमारा अर्ली मैन था, अर्ली मैन आफ्टर सम टाइम यूज्ड टू लिव इन शेल्टर. ही यूज्ड टू ईट हिज फूड थ्रू agriculture. Now we are also doing something like that only, fine. Then development can be made within the geographical area, fine. You cannot make any development in the space. You cannot build your house in the space only, fine. You cannot build your house in the space. So you can build your house only in your geographical area, that is your land only. So this is for geography, and the first one was for history, and the last is for, it is through a democratic political process only. It is for political science, that it is through a democratic political process only that our aspirations can be achieved in our real life. अब यहाँ पे democratic क्यों लिखा है? Why democratic is written here? Because if the government wouldn't be democratic, then it will not respect any of the community. If the government would become dictatorship, अब वो क्या करेंगे, डिक्टेटरशिप को अपना लेंगे, तो क्या होगा, हम अपनी जो हमारी एस्पायरेशंस है उनको अचीव करेंगे पाएंगे. एंड इट इज़ थ्रू इकोनॉमिक्स ओनली, एंड इट इज़ थ्रू मनी ओनली दैट वी कैन डेवलप आवर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, वी कैन अचीव आवर एस्पायरेशंस, बिकॉज नो गवर्नमेंट कैन प्रोवाइड एनीथिंग to their people or to the citizens of a country or a state without the money. Money is that indicator which measures or which brings all things that human needs for their survival. So that's all for this chapter, and if you haven't understood anything, then please comment down below. I'll try to resolve each and every query of yours. And guys, please subscribe to my channel, it's free, and please like this video if you find it helpful. And yeah, the link of other chapters of my channel is given in the description, and if you want to check out and if you want to see, then you can check out. The link is in the description. So until my next video, please stay tuned, and that's all for this chapter.